Welcome back to a world of vampires and late night sleeping. Of course, now we've had a little bit of friendships going overbound, actually seeing a life where one does actually reach the lofty nirvana of becoming a vampire. The hard-fought task of actually falling in love, it's not all too easy. There's always going to be hurdles along the way, but really nothing you can't work through. And hey, as long as he's not being chased after and hunted down anytime soon, I think our boy is going to be relatively safe. We should find out what's going on in this one, though. Vamp. I think they've had one too many. Maybe they shouldn't go to the cafe while they're slightly inebriated. Yeah. Who will be free? So, starting off quickly with I think she found a suitable replacement for missing workers there, one that wouldn't steal the limelight. I really shouldn't be surprised by anything in this show anymore, but Maid Cafe might be in line for a shock, this one. And considering we've now got Nazda joining in and helping out, how's business going to be? Especially considering the life of, a vampire in the midst of all of this. Now, of course, we've seen that Nazuna herself has her own job to fund her way of life, so why is stuff like this surprising? They just happen to have spare uniforms to perfectly fit her. He's gonna get dressed up as well. He's fine. I feel like she has some ulterior motive and plans in place. I... yeah, he's... I don't think he understands how it works here. What's the food actually like? Yo. Why did I know that was coming? I mean... I know what she's working. Yeah, breaking character might be a bit of an issue while we're here, but do each of the maids have to have this set just caring personality, or is this one of those ones where they can be a little artistic with it? How well is she going to be able to switch those gears? How does she? Are we getting closer or further away? She just. Yeah, I think vampire kind of is a cheat code for getting people to fall in line, especially when it comes to being like employee of the month. Need some sugar? Hmm. I mean, how much can? Oh, okay, there we go. What was that? For a couple of frames? Why exactly he was doing like the Gendo pose? Also, while he's here and playing along and being in the cafe, is he paying for this? Oh, that's some lightning. Hopefully, it's not foretelling of something later in the episode. He has a very discerning look right now. He just happened to pass by and then happened to. You can't start showing off the employee information to everyone, especially with some of the types that can be frequenting this place. Hopefully, there's no hard feelings. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be the place where he's all too comfortable. Hmm. I mean, we've had the mention of vampires doing vampire type things and managing to. What? Managing to almost brainwash people, but exactly how? She is very maid like right now. A message? Hmm. I. Well, you gotta make sure that there's maybe there's some information in there. Yeah. Well, we've got to check through each and every one of them, right? What do you mean, no? Of course, I didn't want my photos taken, but how dare they leave me out? I mean, we saw the hair. If her face is in some of the pictures, that might actually just confirm who the person is. Oh no, maybe the. I was going to say I don't remember the maid outfits being that frilly, but no, maybe they actually are. Just because the styling was slightly different. She's like creeping Jesus just coming up behind him while he's doing his little research project. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if people are out here taking photos, but covertly in a place like this. I think they'd have a bit more of an eye on that sort of thing. Is that a balcony? Hmm. So if you wouldn't mind stepping outside. The speed at which he moves. Hmm. How much of his paycheck is spent here? I mean, it's got a padlock on it, but you know, those things are not exactly foolproof. I mean, some of them just takes a little bit of kinetic force and you'll be able to smack them open, but what, there's no fire escapes or anything leading up there? Seems like cheating. So only a vampire or such. I mean, you're jumping to conclusions there, but what's he doing out here, skulking around out on the balcony? I mean, she's taking her time getting ready. I mean, is it the same kind of angles we're getting as... It's not quite the same. Well, we need to have a model. I mean, and where... Used to taking selfies. And where was she standing for? What is this music? Wow, I can see the gears in his brain start to turn. Has he come to... The detective has a lead. I mean, I'd watch that show. I mean, wait, what? I... Well, that might be pushing it a bit, but... Is he going to make them catch themselves? Do I bring it down a bit? Yeah, there we go. He was so confident a minute ago. Hide. She going to keep her talking? Why would she need to get changed? This is her usual relaxation outfit. I was like, couldn't you have split lockers? Yeah. Well, if you're going to bring out the culprit, hopefully they're not hiding in the locker next to them as well. So the only way to draw them out. After closing hours, which means that there's someone working. There's someone amongst them. I think he may be getting slightly distracted from the task at hand. So the window itself doesn't have a lock on it, or but okay. I mean, I like that the tripod thingy is what we have expected and we seen. So she is the one leaking the photos. Was it because she had her top spot taken off of her? She wanted the attention? No. I mean, he was only 80%, well, 60%, well, 40% sure. He imagines, not through any. It doesn't mean through any experience or not. It should just be any photos, but each of them looked far too good. Almost as if they were tailored. Any particular shots that Japan is known for? Where are the photos? That was it. That was going through his mind most of the time. No wonder everything was so suspicious to him. Are they complimenting him on a job well done? I would so like if she jumped the gun here after shouting him down for not being perceptive. An illness. He does have some issues, more than just not being able to go to school or anything, but It's okay to be ill as long as you don't get any trouble with the police. What was that? If she can change her way of thinking slightly, try and find a bit more recognition in a way that doesn't revolve around gathering some photos of herself. Maybe she just works hard. She'll be able to claw back a bit of the fame of this place. Is this really the episode to have the outro song playing over a scene? Well, hopefully they're going to tell her to keep her phone in her pocket. I see they're getting on well after the little heart to heart that they had, saying that, we can all be a little ill in our own ways. We each and every one of us have certain tendencies and whatnot. Usually they're not as bad as you imagine. Ah, I got the wrong song. I guess the entire thing about this series is people coming to terms with who they are and what they struggle with, and whether it be in their own ways or helping others through them, be in a better place than they were yesterday. If you've got these things which could so easily turn bad and probably get you fired or put on some sort of list, just find a different outlet for it. I I wonder just how many people are going to be helped throughout the course of this little adventure, even if we are running out of shows, episodes. Also, it kind of goes to show that through things that we put ourselves through, there can lead to be certain self-destructive tendencies. If she had continued to do this and not get any recognition, would it have continued down an even darker path until she was taking the more risque photos that he noticed were missing? Just to garner that attention. Of all the places that we're seeing through this show and like various things during the night, maid cafes and what I expected. I mean, it shouldn't exactly be all too out of the question, considering all sorts of things exist and therefore occupations and whatnot. If you're going to start reintroducing some of the vampires and their hunting grounds, maybe it would make sense. And I wonder if getting Komori to expand his horizons slightly, see these other things in their workplaces. Is he going to find a new lease of life and actually try and push forward to go back to school? Find a little part-time job of his own that doesn't require massage? But kind of like a lot of the people we saw frequenting this place. You can't judge them for how they like to spend their hard-earned money. Some of them have a bit more of a discerning eye than others. Ordering black coffee? I knew he was a scoundrel. I mean, you really need to just have a proper drink. But the idea that you've got these... Well, popularity contests isn't all too surprising in a place like this, but those vying for top spot, when what do you actually get out of it other than just self-satisfaction? And then causing you to do things to seek out that recognition at all points. Yeah, I would say that's a disease, and one that far too many, especially those on certain social media platforms, suffer from. Going to more extreme lengths just for a bit of digital interaction. Now, I wouldn't suggest being like me, who has such little presence online, that I don't really care if anyone interacts at all, but making it your entire existence, that's kind of worrying. But I do like that what the show done is, even if you have some problems, it's okay. No one's gonna ostracize you just because you want that bit of attention. Why not, instead of doing something slightly self-harming in the term, like what she was doing here, pour your efforts into something more self-serving. Make it a hobby. If you want to take pictures of yourselves, post them online, do so. Just none that requires a potential court case. But I think the biggest upset in all of this is that, well, they had nothing better to do than to immediately accept the proposal of starting to work in a maid cafe. I think I may need a little more convincing than 4 or 5 seconds. Maybe about 7. Yeah, feign as though you're not interested first, at least. Still not seeing me in a dress. But now that I have thoroughly disappointed everyone, that might be it for today. There's only so much, moe, that one can have for an evening, so if you've enjoyed this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know if your coffee tastes slightly more sweet. Get some rest. Consider subscribing to the channel. Joining onto my Discord. But hopefully I'll see you for the next one.